So friends, my airport, obviously, right off of the airport, one of our very first builds here was the car rental. So this is a really fun feature. This is so cute. We busted out this really cool custom design code. Guys, the custom designs will be in the description of this video as always. I found this really great code, popped it on here, and then instead of building like a stall with a cash register and a computer and like all this other stuff, we busted out an ABD. So this is supposed to be like a rental kiosk. I don't know if you guys have been to a city where they actually have essentially ATMs or kiosks in like parking areas. So you pay for parking like in this little kiosk. But that's kind of what we were going for here. So this obviously is an ABD machine, but this isn't that weird. The idea of paying for your car rental, putting your information in a kiosk and paying for it here. So that is what we did instead of building like a big bulky area with all of that other stuff to represent a car rental office. And we've got a few cars lined up here, a couple of options for you. So cute, right? Let's talk real quick before we start to run around, because I take this island for granted at this point. A lot of these details, these early details, I don't even think about anymore. But for the island tour, we need to point them out. Guys, check out this incredible custom design sidewalk path code with this reddish brick. This was a code that we also agonized. We agonized over everything, guys, on this island. But we agonized over this code because this is a fall themed island and I wanted warm tones in it, but it also needed to be real core. So I needed a path that I felt looked realistic enough, incorporated some kind of warm tones into it to pull that fall feel everywhere you went, just to tie that in everywhere you went on the island. So this incredible brick code is what we went with. And then of course, this incredible street code. It's a complicated code, but it is definitely worth it. Look how beautiful these streets turned out. They were so much work to lay and like figure out and organize, but I think they came out so cute. I love these crosswalks with my whole heart. What I did specifically was I grabbed the crosswalk signal and set them catty corner to each other across the street, and then did street lamps catty corner. So every crosswalk is laid out like this, which I think is really cute and also real core. But yeah, let's just walk up the street here. So we've got a main road here. We have parking spaces obviously right here off of that. And then just so you guys are aware too, this gray brick, this tile right here, is part of the street code. So this is not a separate code. It comes with the street. It coordinates perfectly with it. It's a great little piece. Okay, moving on. I feel like I have to bypass the entrance to the beach and head on up to the beachside bar to introduce this space before we go look at the lounge area on the beach. But friends, this was a pseudo last minute addition. We had to figure out what was going to go in this space, and it turned out to be this nice resort style kind of tiki bar. I'm not going to stress over all of the items that I used in an island tour video, or we are going to be here literally all day, but you guys can kind of see the basics here. I built a bar. We've got some stools. We've got some little bistro style tables as well on the deck here. The frozen drink machine was an excellent addition to this build. And we used some gazebos and other fun elements to make this feel very tropical, but also very like fancy. So this is the main build for the bar. Now this bar exists because this beach lounge space exists down here. So this build came out of my brain randomly one day and I thought it was so cute. I loved all of the elements. I loved all of the colors. It felt so resort. It felt so cozy. I definitely want to lounge here, like for the rest of my life. But initially this is what was built and we did not have a bar to kind of have this design makes sense. So now this design makes sense. You go to the bar, you grab some drinks, and then you can come down here on the beach and just lounge and enjoy your beverages. Like, this is so cute. I can't stand it. So that is what's going on the beach down here. Now the only beaches for this island that have been decorated are kind of the lower left and right beaches and a little bit to the sides of them. The beaches further up from that have all been blocked off and filled in with coconut trees. And I think that's the perfect balance for me, honestly, because I'm not very good at doing beaches. Is to have these two really nice builds on just two big chunks of beach and not worry about the narrow strips and stuff. It wasn't intentional from the beginning, but I think we struck a really good balance with the beaches. All right, friends, enough about beaches for now. Check out my house exterior. How cute is this? This is a very simple layout, just fluffed it a lot with plants and trees and things like that. And then essentially customized my house to match the rattan furniture, which at the end of the day was an excellent decision and I do not regret it. Guys, by the time you see this video, hopefully you have seen the house tour video. So for an island tour, I don't go inside any buildings. If you guys want to see the insides of these really cool businesses we have on this island, go ahead and look for the reveal videos on the channel. You can see the interiors in detail as well as get all of the information about what I used and how I built it. But for this video, we're just taking in the island itself. Okay, so off of my front space here, I have a little incline and up here to a really, really cute patio space. I wish I had this in my real life. I love it. It's so fall, it's it's so colorful. It's also really cozy. Let's go ahead and just go straight up here this sidewalk too, and let's just jet out onto the road here. So this road wraps all the way up here. Everything you're seeing on the left here, this is that beach that I was talking about that's blocked off and not being used. This, my friends, is a parking lot. But it's a very cute parking lot. Now, as you guys know, my villager houses are in a complex back here on these cliffs. So this parking lot specifically is for the condo. So there are 10 spots here for all 10 villagers to park their cars because they live right over here up on this cliff. So here's the condo parking, and then our residents are able to walk down the sidewalk and around to the shopping district, but also the entrance to the condos. So let me get you a full feel for the front of this build. This sidewalk stretches all the way down the road, of course, and there are actually 3 entrances to this shopping area. So let me just run across the front real quick so you can see it. Okay, so that's the whole space. It is a very large space, but that's okay. So this is like considered our main entrance here in the middle, but I did build a couple on the sides as well to incorporate the crosswalk. So it made a lot of sense to just cross the street up here and then be able to get here into the shopping district slash outdoor mall. This space was such a struggle and originally was not in this location on the island, but look how cute this came out. My inspiration, as most of you know, was what I call an outdoor mall. So in the state of Ohio and every major city, we have some version of like an outdoor mall, and instead of being this massive building with like 3 stories of stores just from top to bottom with escalators and stuff, these malls are actually kind of open air. They're laid out like little towns with streets that go through them, so you can actually drive past all the stores, and all the stores are actually these long strips of buildings. And then there's restaurants incorporated, there's huge decorative like fountains and park-like areas, so it's just this huge like shopping center, but it's very much like a town in and of itself. So that was the inspiration that I took, because this is a real core island. I took inspiration from a real place that I've been to and tried to kind of recreate it. So the spacing wasn't perfect, but essentially you would be able to walk in like some kind of cool courtyard. There's going to be vending machines everywhere. There's going to be seating everywhere for everybody. And then you would just be able to walk around and access the stores like from the outside, really. So this is the shopping district. We have these really fun lighted seating areas here with these bistro tables just for like casual chilling, maybe eating and stuff like that. So there's Nook's Cranny there. Again, this is something you would see in one of these outdoor malls I was talking about. You would see like a big fountain, a lot bigger than this, but a big fountain like this, kind of as a featured space there. But yeah, every place that you can go, every store, every restaurant has its own entrance off of an outside space instead of being enclosed indoors like a regular mall. So guys, here's the museum. We've seen this several times, but I never get tired of it. It is the simplest yet nicest exteriors that I've done for a museum. I think the Pink Zen Island Museum exterior takes the cake, but this being real core, this is like the nicest thing I think I could do. It's so much better than having like fossils out here. And then the statues, I usually use statues, but they wouldn't make sense in the shopping district, I don't think. So the idea of using this all came from this poster sign frame. Look at this customization of this item. It literally says pottery exhibit, and I'm like, oh perfect, I'll make a pottery exhibit in front of the museum. So this whole design, as simple as it is, came from this poster sign because I knew we had these beautiful vases in the game, and I was like, oh, I'll just customize these vases and pop them out here. So yeah, this is such a simple but very cool idea, I think, for the museum exterior. Okay, moving on. More seating down here. These bistro table layouts really do just break up the space and create areas where you can lounge comfortably. This building right here, you guys, I always kind of catch myself on it because it's so much, right? Like compared to everything else that's going on, it's so colorful and it's just like a touch fantastical, right? I don't know what it is about the combination of the topiary with everything else that's going on, but when you put the topiary out here, this officially looks like a fairyland instead of being like a real core establishment. But friends, this is Caspian's Candy Emporium. This is the candy store, so it actually looks like this on the inside if you've seen it. Again, that reveal video is on the channel if you want to see the inside of the candy store. I built it a while ago. You're gonna have to scroll down to find it, but it is in there. But this is the candy store design that we went with. As you can see, I basically took these plaza clock items and matched the house to them. And I'm very happy with how it came out, but it does catch me sometimes. I have to remember that like there are funky establishments like this in the real world that look a little crazy, but they're still real stores, so it's fine. But yeah, guys, this is the candy store here, and then a couple of more details filling in the space, and then we have the Able sisters right here. So very, very simple layout. None of this is too extravagant or complicated, but the idea was real core. So like, how much stuff do I really need to put in this area to make it a functional shopping district? So that's it for the shopping district. One really fun detail is we wrapped the entire space with these hedges that have trees and the round street lamp enclosed in them. And I love this feature because it wraps all the way around. They're actually going behind, if you can see them. Yeah, they're going behind the stores here. It just separates the space from everything else that's going on. And then personally, I just think it's a really, really cute mixture of items. I love having the lights blended in with the trees like this. It's so cute. It's so charming. Do not worry. We are going to look at the island after dark at the end of this video. So we'll get to see all of those lights in action. Okay, that's our shopping district. Let's go check out these condos. So I keep passing them, but here is this entrance and then this entrance to the condos. So let's head up here and check out what's going on with the condos. So this is the final design we settled for, this little courtyard in the middle that's joining all the levels and creating a little lounge area for the villagers, and Molly loves it, and that makes me so happy. So here is the entrance, if you will. Here is kind of the central point of the condos, because these are just 2 levels of cliff spanning very far across to accommodate all of these villager houses. So you can go up an incline either side, and it's gonna pop you out on the main level here. I created a barrier with these climbing walls and these jail bars just to make an upscale look for the place. You guys know I cannot have buildings that just have nothing behind them, so I had to think of something. At first it was trees, and it was just too cottagecore to have just trees back here. It also took up a lot more space. So to make this feel more city, more upscale, it made sense to create this barrier back here that incorporated some black iron, because you guys know whenever I'm trying to make something look fancy, I just add black to it. So that's what we did. So here are villager houses. As you guys can tell, these are all just matchy-matchy. They are in a complex. And I mean, all condos that I've ever seen that are in a complex look exactly the same for the most part. So real core, you can't be mad at me, it's real core. And then their patios match verbatim for the most part. The layouts are all the same, the tables are the same, but I did switch out plants. So some of these have cypress instead of scheffleras, some of these have red anthurium plants instead of white ones, and some of them have mushroom wreaths, and some of them have flower wreaths. So I did alternate a couple of details just to break it up a little bit, but yeah, overall these guys all have the same stuff going on in their houses. So that is the top level, and then the bottom level is very similar. The layouts just got flipped a little bit because there's just 2 houses on this side and then 2 houses on the right side. So the direction, the flow has been switched up a little bit, but overall it is all still the same items and still the same house customization that go all the way across here. And then just lots of green, like lots of fun green elements just to make this look very manicured. Hello, fauna. So yeah, guys, these are the condos. They're not, again, this island is not super elaborate. Like, it's funny how many details and how much thought went into it when the actual designs end up being pretty simple. But again, this is what a real core island gets you. Okay, so now we're coming down the sidewalk from the right side of the shopping district, and here we have a very separate entrance. So we're gonna go through this stone arch here, and this is gonna pop us out into what was supposed to be a massive park, like a huge, like Central Park, but that design didn't end up working out, and fortunately it didn't, because that's what gave us our great shopping district. So the park was reduced to this individual courtyard space with some really cute seating, some really fun accents, lots and lots of lights. Again, guys, we are going to tour this island at night, so don't worry, we're gonna see all these lights in action for real. And the point of this courtyard is actually to bring you to this. So this is the entrance to the trail that leads to the campsite. The fun details for this are the lanterns on the stone stools here that are going to be flanking this trail. But yeah, this is supposed to be just a very woodsy, natural kind of hiking trail that leads you up to some diagonal bridges. So it is supposed to be messy, and look how gloriously messy it is. See, it's supposed to be wild, and I hope that's the impression that you get. The only structure really should be the trail and then the lights kind of flanking the trail. But here we go, guys, up to the first diagonal bridge, and we created this really simple water feature. You guys, this is the only water feature for this theme, and I specifically tried to do those thin winding rivers to keep it small, keep it simple, but also make it really cute. I feel like when you have a big river, it can serve a great function and it can look cute enough, but I feel like when you do these tiny little winding ones that are nice and thin, they're just so much cuter and also very very realistic, I think. So that was the goal here, was to do these nice thin little rivers. So this is essentially a pond. You guys have seen it on the map. It is self-contained. It's like a little pond that has this little island in the middle, and then I was able to attach these diagonal bridges to it. I love all these bugs out here right now. It's so perfect. And then you keep going across your drawbridge here and then up to this campsite. So talk about simple. Actually, let's say this. Talk about struggle and talk about simple. This campsite is immensely simple, but again, the trail itself was kind of the point for this design. So it was hard for me to focus on the campsite itself and come up with anything really magnificent. So we just stuck with something simple, something RealCore. Again, the RealCore theme, simplicity is the key, is actually the key to making this theme work. So yeah, come up here. We've got our outdoor kitchen with a little picnic set on there. That's very campsite, right? So you do have a cook stove out here, super fun. More lanterns and all of that good stuff. And then we have the outdoor table and benches, along with a utility cart over there in the corner holding all of our supplies. And then another little kind of packed lunch situation here. So you've got a place to sit and eat, you've got a place to cook, you've got a place to sleep here on the platform for the tent. And then I did leave a wooden storage shed back here. You can think of it as an outhouse, you can think of it as a storage shed. You can think of it as just a decoration, whatever makes you happy, but there you go. Now guys, the reason that the campsite ended up over here, honestly there are multiple reasons, but the main reason was that my secret beach is over here. So I used one of my favorite stone custom design codes to create a path back here to my secret beach. Again, super simple, nothing crazy, mostly because there's not a lot of room to work with, but we did pop out a yacht here and a little bench here with the idea that when you come camping here at this island, you can also go boating, which I think is a really, really fun concept. So guys, that's it. Here's the campsite, and all of these butterflies and dragonflies are so perfect. So yes, let's head back down the trail, our little hiking trail. I do love to hike. I hike in real life, so I just love having this little trail to follow. Talk about RealCore. If we keep going down the sidewalk, unfortunately, we come to the end of it, but you can pop through here and walk down through the parking lot and then come over to this side. Don't worry, we're gonna look in the middle, don't worry. Here is Potter's Seafood Restaurant. This is one of our favorite builds. This restaurant happened 2 themes ago, I think. So it's kind of old, but it's also really cool. Again, if you want to see the inside, there is a video for the seafood restaurant reveal. Go find it. And I hope you love it. But yeah, this exterior mimics a little bit of what's going on inside the restaurant. So I built booths out here. Even though that's not terribly patio, it definitely gives you the feel that this is a restaurant, and a rather fancy one. So I'm okay with that. So yeah, I did a booth layout. I put some food out here on some serving cart, and then we have a fun backdrop. So right behind this restaurant is our park/campsite entrance. And I did not want you to see that at all when you were here at the restaurant, because this is very urban. So I distinctly separated it from the more rustic space in the back. So we have a little cliff behind the restaurant here with stuff on top of it, and we've got the pine trees just building just very distinct separation from other spaces. And then if we keep going past the restaurant, we come to our beach, obviously. So here is kind of an extension of the restaurant. It's like another little patio. We've got some more bistro tables out here. This rock, obviously we've just got a gazebo up here on this rock. All the functionality is happening down here on the beach, where I built a couple of separate patios to go ahead and accommodate some more tables and all of that good stuff. So we have some more tables down here. You can eat down here as well. Captain's Pier is very, very simple. It just coordinates with what's going on over here on the beach, and he seems okay with it, so we just kept it like this. Now let's check out our other really, really fun beach build. Again, you guys, I just did 2 kind of big builds for these bottom beaches and then left the rest of the beaches to themselves, but this is a really fun little surfboard rental, surf shop, whatever you want to call it, design. So this was really, really fun to build. It's very green, it's very tropical, it's very obvious what it's here for, right? Rental, stall, cash register, it's pretty obvious. This design, of course, is a little bit more tropical than like the spa-esque lounge on the other side of the island, but is also really, really cute. So we've got a lot of places to hang out, to lounge, to sit, to enjoy the beach side, but you can also rent a surfboard if you want to and have a good old time. So yeah, this is the surf shop build, and I love it. Okay guys, let's head to the middle of the island. I feel like this made sense. I feel like I went the best way possible. So here's the parking lot that we walked down, and then you guys saw over here, you were like, what's over here? And this is what's over here, my friends. This is Zelda's coffee shop here for phase 6. So this is a coffee shop on the inside. Can you tell there is signage? But obviously this is the patio for the coffee shop. So we've got a lot of cute bistro tables out here, party lights everywhere, loving it, loving it. And then down here, we've got another little offshoot of beach. with an additional patio, an additional table, so you could come down here and enjoy your coffee beachside if you want to. So yeah, this is the coffee shop build. It came out so good. I made this very early in the process and I have loved it since the moment I put this patio together. I've just loved it. So this is so cute. I adore this. This is so great. You can keep walking this way and come up here, and we've just got some space fillers over here. We got some more vending machines and a pergola. The space just needed to be filled out because we have this big square open space here for our hotel, and we love our hotel for phase 6 of Creature Crossing. I'm obsessed with this. I'm concerned that this super modern upscale hotel is going to follow us through every theme to come, no matter how much it clashes, because I love it so much. Guys, the inside of this hotel is really cool. Again, if you want to see it, look for that video on the channel. It's very recent. It should be easy to find. It's definitely worth a look. It's really cool in there. So yeah, guys, that is the hotel. And with the hotel, we can come back to the center of the island to resident services, kind of where we started off. So here we are right in the middle of the island. Resident services, of course, we're always limited with what we can do with it. I just wrapped it with fencing and benches and flowers and shrubs just to blend it in, make it kind of park-like, make it kind of Towncore. So with that, my friends, we are right back down where we started at the airport. So that is the whole island. I think that circuit made sense from left to right all the way around and then down and up the middle. So guys, that is it for the real Towncore Island. I can't stop talking about how much I love it. I can't stop being impressed. I mean, I'm as surprised as anybody else that I'm able to make anything like this. So thank you guys for all of your help and support. This island has been a journey and it's taken a lot of teamwork to make it happen. I've gotten stuck a lot. I've gotten flustered a lot, but guys, we did it. The island is finished and it's incredible. So thank you so much for coming along with me and doing this with me. And with that, my friends, the moment has come. Let's transition this island to the nighttime so we can walk around and take a look at everything illuminated with all of the lighting that we have in this design. So sit tight. And just like that, magically, it is nighttime on Lothlorien Island. Friends, for the nighttime tour, here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna walk around the island using the same route that I did for the daytime tour. I'm going to avoid any areas that I know for a fact don't have a lot of lighting. And also, I'm gonna turn up the jams and not have any commentary for this part of the video. We're just gonna walk through at night, look at it, take it in, and then wrap up this tour. Okay, let's go.